Hello again, animal figure collectors. We got a new brand to me. I just stumbled upon these across the internet. And I can't read any of that. I'm not Chinese, but they're cute, funny animals, I think. Or some of them are. So there's 8 designs by standard. It's these first 8. And then the last is this. This is the hidden one. It's like looks like an alarmed newt of some sort. We should have 2 snakes in here. These are blind boxes, but someone opened them to make sure I got what I wanted. I don't know if that means these came out in 2011. I don't think so. But they're made of PVC, and there's some sort of hologram for anti-piracy. And then some recycling info. Okay. So, no desiccant. Maybe the seller probably took out the desiccant because it costs money to ship things. And then it's been opened to check, to see what it was. And then here's a card, and so it tells you the scientific name, and then the common name is the king cobra. So I've seen one of these actually in a snake zoo, snake farm, and they're crazy. They can grow like this big in diameter, and according to Wikipedia, the largest one was almost 6 meters long, which is like almost 20 feet. That's disturbing. But generally they're around 3 to 4 meters long, which is still disturbing. It's a venomous snake, of course. And technically it's not a true cobra according to Wikipedia. And then somewhere down here it says if you get bit and you don't pay attention, you're going to die within 30 minutes. So here's some images, of course. But looking at the toy, that's a cool looking cobra. Right? I wonder, it almost looks like Sylvester Stallone as Cobra. He had a movie called Cobra, and I think like the movie poster had some sort of sunglasses like that. I might be mistaken, but yeah, it's got these gold sunglasses. It seems to be smoking a cigar or something like that. Well, you can still see the eyes, which they seem to have a black pupil and like a tan iris and maybe black. I forget what the outer part of an eye is called. Macula? No, I don't know. Anyways, we got a bunch of sculpting here. I think the eyeglasses are pegged in. I think there's a peg right there and there. Alright. And I gotta say, it's not the greatest sculpting, like as far as detailing goes. You can see the seam of molding there. But the scales, for some reason, they look a little muted, you know? They look a little rounded. They're not sharp and crisp. If anyone knows the retail price of these things, I have to guess they're probably under $15, maybe under $10 originally, so I guess you can't expect too much. But it is nice to see all these paint efforts, you know. You got this yellow, like, belly area, and then you got these brown airbrushed areas, and then what looks like tampo printed stripes, because the edges are so sharp. But you can see the scaling, you know, it goes from big to small. There's a lot of different size scales on this thing, so that's kind of neat. And then it must have been really difficult to paint all these bands, because the bands are actually going around the body. So I'm not sure how they're painting all these loops and stuff, but it's nice that it's there. And then just a brown bottom stripe. I haven't picked up a cobra recently, so I don't know if that's accurate, but I have no reason to doubt that it's not accurate. It seems to be a solid, you know, PVC, and I guess dimensionally it's around 7.5 centimeters is the widest base, and height-wise I would say it's around 8.5 centimeters or so. Alright, well, it's a small little toy there. So this next one is supposed to be this Tibetan hot spring snake. Sorry, losing focus. There we go. There you can see what else there is. I might try to find that Chinese alligator. That looks kind of neat. Yes, so yeah, a Tibetan hot spring snake. I have never heard of such a thing. But, hold on. I did pull up a Wikipedia. There's some images. That's an image of it. And this is called, let me zoom in. The Bailey hot spring snake. Okay. I read through this, and not much to learn, really. It lives at high altitudes, 4,300 meters. It doesn't really even say what it eats. Okay, that's its description. It can grow around 76 centimeters, so not even a meter. So this is not a overly disturbingly large snake. It's a pretty small snake. Reminds me of like a garter snake, actually. So it doesn't say what it eats, but I assume it's anything it can catch. Alright, so Kong Zoo. I have to assume maybe this is a zoo in China, and maybe they have these toys made for them, and these are maybe sold in the gift shop. That's what I'm guessing. Now, unfortunately, the base tells you nothing. If you have this much real estate, why wouldn't it just say the scientific name in Tibet's hot spring snake, right? Educate people, even if it was in Chinese. But anyways, to me, that's a funny snake. Look at this thing. It's just chilling out, all relaxed and stuff, and it's got like a towel on its head. That thing's cool. Alright, anyways, the rocks are okay, I guess. It does look like there's bubbles coming up out of this water. It's painted a kind of a glossy sea blue. My phone makes things look richer in color. It was a little more duller to the naked eye. The snake is glossy looking, and a lot of snakes look like that even when they're dry. But being in a hot spring, maybe that explains why this towel also looks glossy. Again, a whole bunch of different scales and stuff like that, and a little nostril there. But the eyes are really, really nicely painted. You got a black center, a little orange ring, and I think this is like a dark brown. It's not quite as dark as the middle. And then we have some tampo printed diamonds here over two like white lines. And then we have a brown set of diamonds, and then back to the black. So a lot of different paint processes going on here. And it's like a fading of this brown, or greenish brown, you know, to the tan, to the lighter colored belly. And so, yeah, I guess dimensionally, if you want to know, the base of this thing is around 7 centimeters, and the height of this thing is around, if I had to guess, 4.5 centimeters. I would say they kind of look like they could belong in their own little universe. They look like they're scaled correctly. Maybe this is a baby cobra. I didn't even mention, cobras, as dangerous as they are to humans, they're actually good because what they primarily eat are other snakes and reptiles. If they're really hungry, they'll eat birds and stuff like that. But if you're freaked out by snakes and reptiles, cobras are out there to eat them, including venomous things like the Malayan pit viper. So they're actually good until they bite you. Alright, well, they're not the most detailed toys, that's for sure, but they're definitely funny. I have never seen a cool cobra like that. That's the coolest cobra I've ever seen. I like it. This guy is not as funny, but it's still pretty good. And I learned a little bit of something about a Tibetan snake. So, alright, well, I'm going to continue, I guess, collecting some random funny animals because they make me laugh. Yeah, so we'll see you then. Don't get bit by a snake.